Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
When it's time to build a home, remodel, or add on, Hamby Builders is this area's experienced construction company. From site selections to floors, doors, windows, trim, tile, bathrooms, and kitchen, the Hamby Builders team can make your home the home of your dreams. Hamby Builders is licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience in homes in Giles, Lawrence, Wayne, and Murray counties. Trust your home construction or light commercial project to the team with experience and integrity. Hamby Builders. Call 931-629-5264 or 931-629-9472 today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Taylor Plott, Bryant, Gobble, and Michael Marks, and everyone just kind of catching up on their sleep. Marathon of a baseball game we had last night. Again, 18 innings. The Dodgers, and it's at Dodger Stadium again. It happened just a few years ago with the Red Sox, and of course it ends with a walk-off from a left-hander. This time it's Freddie Freeman. Sorry, Braves fans, but it was Freddie Freeman this time, and wow. The first 9 innings were fantastic, that they just wanted to play 9 innings all over again.
Yeah.
And we come down to some drama there at the end. And
did you stay up?
I got to the 17th before I eventually fell asleep. Yeah,
I slept from about the 11th to the 15th, but I would say, and I missed the last inning. But what a game!
Yeah, I had to at some point go to sleep because my alarm went off at 6:30, aka my daughter screaming at 6:30. So I tried. Yeah, I gave up hope. So I was like, yeah, I'm sure I'll get an update.
And you got guys like Teoscar Hernandez and Tommy Edman getting 8 at-bats. Just an insane game. Obviously, Shohei had the 2 home runs, and Freddie Freeman plays heroes for the Dodgers again. And, again, they win an 18-run game at Dodger Stadium by 1 in the World Series. And it's crazy that it took these two teams 2 full games to decide who was going to win that one.
Right.
I don't want to bury the lead. The story's Shohei. That dude, I mean.
Right.
He got walked 5 times in this game.
Well, he started off, forget the walks. He went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs, I think, and that's the reason why he got walked 5 times. They didn't want to risk him being up at the plate in extras, and so they intentionally walked him 4, and then the 5th, if I remember correctly, they pitched around him. It was the intentional walk, right?
See if he'd chase.
Yeah, and he's smart enough to where he wasn't going to. That dude's insane. I hate like heck he's on the Dodgers because it just – I'm like, you have to recognize his greatness whether you like it or you hate him. But the stinking Dodgers pulled it out again. I mean, they're good. I was excited. I kind of wanted to see if Yamamoto was going to come out. I was up watching – I stayed up watching this. I don't know if you did, Taylor. Did you stay up?
I actually didn't watch it. I didn't even watch it all. There was other things going on.
2 games to watch.
Yamamoto, I was up. It's like 1:45. My eyes are barely open, and through the ray coming through the TV shining on my face, I heard Yamamoto's in the bullpen warming up, and I'm like, did I just hear that correctly? That guy pitched
a complete game.
Like less than 24, 36 hours before. I don't know what the time was, but that's insane that they were about to get him up. I would have liked to have seen that. But Freddie, every time he got up to bat, he was swinging. He was swinging for the fences, and you give a guy enough chances, he's gonna hit one. And he finally got a hold of one and finally put it out over the center field wall on the 18th at 2 a.m. our time, and I think it's midnight there, Pacific.
I kind of feel bad for Eric Lauer, the pitcher for the Blue Jays, as that guy.
He was awesome.
Rear end.
Man.
I mean, he did get himself in a couple of his own jams, walking 4 guys, which was almost more than his entire team combined. But he got out of a lot of jams there, and he pitched 4 2/3. And then the next guy he handed off to gives up the walk-off.
I mean, that game had everything you wanted. It had great pitching from Lauer, and then I believe it was Klein on the Dodgers who went above and beyond as a reliever in extra innings. 4 innings. And so you had that. You had great defensive plays to get Lauer out of the jams that he was in. He had great defensive plays, and obviously he had home runs. That was, if you don't like baseball like that, if that don't get you fire going, your wood's wet. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, let's go to some college news here. The SEC has asked the NCAA to rescind a pending rule change that will allow athletes and athletic department staff members to bet on professional sports beginning on November 1st, according to a copy of a memo obtained by ESPN. The message of our presidents, our chancellors is clear and united. This policy change represents a major step in the wrong direction, said Commissioner Greg Sankey. Last week, the NCAA's Division I cabinet approved a rule change to allow betting on professional sports. In Division II and Division III, management councils also signed off on it, allowing to go to effect this coming Saturday. Thoughts, guys, on the rule and the SEC being against it?
I'm all for it. Obviously we've seen all the stuff, and I think that this has had a big impact on it with the Major League and the NBA gambling. I think Greg Sankey's just trying to get ahead of it, and he's also setting a precedent that why is it okay if they do it in college and we're paying them now when it's illegal to do it when they make it to the pros in 2 years? So I think he's just trying to get ahead of something, and I think it's a good call because why would we allow college athletes to gamble and bet on games, on professional games, not their own, but on professional games when the professionals can't do it at any level?
Right.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know they were allowed.
Well, some leagues say you can do it, but you can't do it on premises, which some guys have gotten in trouble for.
Yeah,
so, which is like number one, dumb. Number one, that you would do it in the facility. Number two, you would get caught doing it in the facility.
I don't know what to think about it. I'm with you to an extent because I do. Looking at how the times are and they're changing, I do feel like Sankey was getting ahead of things. First and foremost, I will say, fine with gambling. Obviously, don't do it if you're like on that team. That's obviously illegal, and I get that. I agree with that. But there's part of me that wonders if this is actually going to do more harm than good, because. Like what we've seen in the MLB and the NBA, obviously the NBA of recent, there is a big gambling problem out there. And it's bigger than people realize because most of it is obviously behind closed doors and it hasn't been caught. But the stuff about the NBA that seems like it's coming out, that's pretty deep, it seems like. And there's part of me that's concerned that if you do have this going in a direction where, okay, well, now you are fully allowing college athletes to just gamble on games in general, then I'm starting to wonder if maybe that ends up doing more harm than good. I don't know. I'm not against people gambling, but I feel like maybe that's a door opening to maybe allowing the problem to get worse.
Right. Yeah, I've kind of have those same reservations, and some part I'm like, well, let's give them kind of a grace period. Like, hey, let's see if you can be responsible with this. But we know there's going to be rogues, and there's going to be a lot of rogues, and who's to say that's not going to end up going? And how do you police this? Because at least at the professional level, you have X amount of players. At the college level, it's vast.
Yeah, and the other thing that kind of, well, I say scares, it mostly scares me for some of these college athletes, because you're right, you're going to have more mature college players that are going to be able to handle it, and they're going to be able to do it responsibly. but you're going to have a lot of them that are not at that level yet that can easily be manipulated and led. Who was behind the driving factor with the stuff in the NBA?
Yeah.
It was the mafia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if the mafia comes and knocks on your door, one, it could be a bad thing, but two, they can be very persuasive in trying to get you to do things for them. And that's where another part of me is like, you're opening the door for them to start coming into some of these college places. I know they probably have already, but it opens the door even more.
It's happened before. Check out the Boston College basketball from back in the 80s.
Yep.
Some of the guys that it was actually detailed in Goodfellas.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right. It was.
Yeah. There's a
great movie, by the way.
Netflix doc about it, so check it out on that. But let's go to a little bit more lighthearted college news. Lane Kiffin is he's not only trolling on his ex, trolling on Instagram, he's now trolling in his press conferences. He couldn't resist taking a shot at Oklahoma head coach Brent Venables, sarcastically accusing Oklahoma coach of a hot take in his evaluation of last week's game against Ole Miss. Kiffin and the 7th-ranked Rebels rallied for a 34-26 victory in Norman against Venables and the Sooners. Venables said Sunday that he thought Oklahoma was the better team before conceding that Ole Miss out-executed us. That's an interesting take. That's a hot take that they have the better team, Kiffin said Monday when asked about Venables' comments. I wouldn't have thought that people watching us would say that. I felt that we won at third place and whether that as a defensive head coach you would normally wish for, and won by 8 points. And I think we left a lot out there. I think we should have won by a couple of scores. So I don't know how he evaluated that game, that they were the better team. Kiffin cited the 26-14 victory last season at home against Oklahoma before mentioning other previous games he has coached against Venables teams. Maybe they had a better team last year, too, when we beat them, said Kiffin, who struggled before apologizing, interrupting a reporter's follow-up question. Sorry, maybe he had the better team in Oklahoma when we beat him 55-19 in the national championship game. Maybe he had the better team at Clemson when we beat him 45-40 in the national championship at Alabama. Next question, my bad.
I mean, it's not shocking. I mean, he mentioned it that Venables coming from Clemson. I mean, we saw Dabo doing this earlier in the season against LSU. We see him, Brent Venables, do it now. And, it's great that it happened to coaches, the other coach like Brian Kelly and Lane Kiffin, who all their press conferences are great to watch. So, I mean, we saw Lane taking some shots at Kirby Smart and his maybe lack of ability of losing calories a couple weeks ago before that game. So, listen, Lane Kiffin's press conferences are fun to watch, and I like the way he handled that one.
They're always an adventure. I mean, literally, let me put it this way. Not only are Lane Kiffin's press conferences an adventure, social media Lane Kiffin is just, it's a roller coaster. It's a theme park. It's incredible. I mean, he's not going to shy away from opportunity to either poke at somebody, make fun of somebody, and I mean, I feel like he does it in some of the most incredible ways. I mean, some of the stuff that he posts is like you would think you see it, and if you're not up to date on what's going on, you would think, okay, well, that was so random. But then you look at it, it's like, holy cow, that was brilliant with what he just said.
I love it. I know he's a changed man over time, but this he was just this and that, and I guess they were just better.
That's the 2005, 2006 Lane Kiffin poking his rearing his head again, and I like to see that guy come out a little more.
I mean, one of the funniest things I remember was I'm blanking on where they had game day at. I think it was Alabama Georgia weekend where Ole Miss was playing was it? Okay, Ole Miss was playing Georgia that day. I'm blanking on where game day was, but they had him doing the interview from a wine vineyard where they had a hotel at, and he made the comment. He was like, "Yeah, there's people over here in bathrobes and everything." It's like, man, if Saban was out here, he would have a very hard time trying to keep everybody remove those people, get them out, and I mean, just the quick wit of that guy is just amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And finally, guys, before we go to our next segment, Aroldis Chapman ripped the New York Yankees on a recent podcast saying he would retire on the spot before ever playing for them again. Chapman, coming off a resurgent season as the closer for the rival Boston Red Sox, aired his grievances with the Yankees during an appearance on the Swing Completo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, podcast. Chapman, who played parts of 7 seasons for excuse me, for
Easy
New
for you to
York
say.
from 2016 to 2022 was asked if he would ever reconsider joining the Yankees. No way, not even dead, Chapman answered as translated from Spanish. If I were told that I was being traded to New York, I'd pack my things and go home. I'll retire right on the spot if that happens. I'm not crazy. Never again.
You know, it's really funny that the only franchise we ever hear people talking about that they would never play for dead is the Yankees. So, and typically it's former Yankees saying that. I mean, it kind of just shows the level of disdain between Boston and New York. I mean, he's obviously Chapman had some rough years in New York, and obviously took some rough things from fans, but. You know, he's completely redefined himself this year as a reliever, and I don't know. I just think I find it funny that he would, he spent parts of 7 seasons with them and wouldn't play for them dead.
If the Astros were never cheating, I wonder what his tune would be, right?
Because that's the only thing I could think of there was the Altuve home run.
Yeah, they pinged him. They beat him up pretty badly. I guess was that their 17 season? So. I don't know. I wonder if his tune would be changed a little bit if he would have actually won a World Series and wouldn't have had that humiliation.
Yeah, he says it doesn't have to do with the players or the fans or even Aaron Boone. He said it's the bosses. So I'm thinking this is an
ownership
GM level. He
That's
even
not
says
either.
it.
Yeah.
He says it in the interview.
and that's not the first time we've heard something like that. I mean,
especially with them.
So it's one of. I don't know. It's very weird to me because you don't really hear about it from the active players who are on the roster.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that stuff's going on, because I feel like stuff's going on, but they just don't talk about it. Yeah. But it's the ones that are either retiring or after they retire or had played for the Yankees where they talk about, hey, you played for the Yankees for 10 years. You ever thought about going back and finishing career there? Because, hey, it's the Yankees. And they're like, no, because it sucks. Or something like it's just it's interesting.
They strike me as one of the I don't know, front office's fan base, just entire team that if you weren't like the Jeter or the A-Rod or the Babe Ruth, the Mickey Mantle, if you weren't one of those guys, because Roger Maris caught a ton of flack even in the locker room just for trying to break Babe Ruth's home run record.
Yeah.
So it feels like if you're not one of the guys, you're a total outcast. And Chapman wasn't the. It kind of feels like it wasn't his most dominant time as a closer was when he with the Yankees. So it feels like he was probably one of those outsiders. He wasn't the A-Rod, the Jeter, the Aaron Judge, the John Carlos Stanton. So he was kind of just felt like he was cast aside. I can understand it completely.
Yeah.
I think he's just salty. I think he's just old.
Could be.
He's old, getting close to being washed up.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good season with the Red Sox, but whatever.
He could be salty.
Are you a Yankees fan?
Are you getting the feeling?
Yes, I
pull for the Yankees. Yes.
Okay. I was about to say. It's like
So having a little different vibe over here.
Let me defend myself. I grew up. I like the Braves, but for some reason my dad likes the Yankees, and so I like the Yankees, and I grew up watching their great teams, from 2001 to their last World Series in 2009. You had, Jorge Posada, Mariano Rivera. I was playing baseball at that time, so I wanted to emulate, the Derek Jeter throws. I wanted to be like them. So do I love the Yankees? No. Do I pull for them? Yes. I would love to see them win any day over the Red Sox.
Okay. Well, we learned something new. So it's Braves, Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs.
Cubs. Yep.
Wow, what a panel we got here. Hey, at least we got different perspectives.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, trying to think. NFL Titans.
Yeah.
Titans.
Yeah, I guess. Who's
I
on
like
my
Titans.
fantasy team?
Yeah. Same with you.
Yeah, I'll go for the Titans.
It's not. I mean, I need to wear a paper bag over my head. Like, this is legitimately one of the worst Titans teams I've ever had the disgust of watching. Like, that's what it feels like. It's just awful. It's so bad.
49ers for me. But anyone here root for anyone in the NBA?
I would go Hawks,
So,
roughly.
I guess the Celtics, because I was a big Paul Pierce guy growing up. But
If they ever put a team back in Seattle, I will wear every jersey they have because I was a huge Sonics fan.
Sean Kemp,
that was my
Gary
man.
Payton.
I even, no joke, when Sean Kemp got traded, or he got signed by Cleveland. I got a Sean Kemp Cleveland jersey, and this is how old school this was. I got a reversible jersey, so it was the Sean Kemp black jersey. You reverse it, it was the Chris Webber Wizards, blue Wizards jersey.
Interesting.
It's still somewhere in my house.
Wow, you're gonna have to bring that in sometime. That's a relic.
Was it you I was telling about my Danny Werfel Saints jersey?
Yes.
So quick story time before we go to break. I know I'm taking up some airtime here, but my dad went on a business trip down to New Orleans, and he went into the Saints store, and he goes, "Do you want anything down here? NFL team?" I'm sure. I'm like, "Yeah, just find me like some random jersey. I'm sure they got some cheap ones." He brings me back a Danny Werfel Saints jersey. I still have it. I love that thing.
You might be the only one that has one.
I wore it all the time. My friends, I was in 8th grade, and I remember going up to high school when we started doing football workouts. At some point, the bus would drop us off at the high school, and even the high school guys are like, "Is that a Danny Werfel jersey? We like this kid." So there we go. Well, coming up next, we're going to play Keep 'em or Dump 'em with college football playoff candidates. That'll be when we return here on Exports Today.
Bring your outdoor dreams to life at Loretto Nursery and Landscaping. This one-stop shop can help you get your project done from start to finish. Go see for yourself. They have a wide variety of plants, from tropicals to ferns and trees, plus hanging baskets. What they have to offer goes beyond what looks good. They also supply concrete, mulch, compost, and drainage culverts. Don't forget about their on-lot buildings and chicken coops. You think that's all? You can also stop by to fill up your propane tank. Loretto Nursery and Landscaping has you covered. Stop by 409 South Military Street.
Nobody makes hauling more affordable than C&D Hauling. Serving southern Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama, they supply premium materials like asphalt, sand, gravel, and much more for whoever needs it, like contractors, builders, or homeowners. Call today for a free quote.
Gifts and goodies galore await you at Miss Millie's in downtown Lawrenceburg. From brands you know and love, like E. Newton Jewelry and Tyler Diva Wash, to unique specialty gifts, you will find it all here. Whether you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you love or shopping for yourself, shopping local is the way to go. We have home goods, women's fashion and accessories, baby items, and lots of seasonal decorations. Our friendly staff will welcome you in, help you find what you need, and even package your gifts for you. Also, we can't forget to tell you about our popular bridal registry. Future brides can come and create their perfect registry with us. So stop by Miss Millie's today. We're located in the northeast corner of the square in downtown Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
People. Welcome back to Exports Today.
Wow, that was a hard end.
I mean, I'm being serious. It's something. Someone that I used to cover in West Virginia that has a very huge following. I've got a few stories, but that will be for another day, another time. Well, guys, let's play some Keep 'em or Dump 'em here in college football. We're actually going to go towards the playoffs. So the way ESPN Heather Dinich broke it down. So she has who's in, who's on the cusp, who has work to do, and who's out. So I'll just kind of go. The outs would be out as LSU. The other outs are Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State, South Carolina. I don't think you all have any problems with that. The ins are Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. On the cusp, nobody. Work to do, Missouri, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas. So we'll kind of go by team here. Alabama, are they going to be in the playoff? Keep it or dump it?
Oh, yeah, I'll keep that one 100%. I would say down the stretch they have LSU, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, and Auburn. The only one of those being away is the Iron Bowl, so I like their odds.
If Tennessee they'll be in. If Tennessee beats Oklahoma this weekend, Oklahoma will more than likely drop out of the top 25. So there's no more ranked matchups for Alabama. If they lose, that hurts them, but I don't foresee them losing. I guess things get weird with Auburn and them, but who knows if Hugh Freeze will be there about that time or not. I don't know.
I'm keeping. If they had ended up losing to South Carolina, I would have said dump, because of all the years that you see that when Bama goes down to the Plains, something weird happens. This feels like it's one of those years. Do not look past the Iron Bowl. I honestly, Auburn could lose out the rest of the games and go to that Iron Bowl, and they come out with a W. So I'm keeping, because unless something changes, and if Bama still makes it into the SEC championship game with a loss at Auburn, they have 2 losses, and obviously they lose the SEC championship, that's done for them at that point.
And Auburn could be a little interesting down the stretch. They've just switched quarterbacks. They benched Jackson Arnold in favor of Ashton Daniels, the Stanford transfer. And they picked up a win at Arkansas, and now they have a home game against Kentucky on Saturday, so they have a chance to build some momentum. So I'm with you. I'm buying it right now, but Auburn could get weird.
Auburn could get weird. I really thought that if Bama came out of South Carolina with a loss, you have 2 losses at this point. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, that Auburn could be that 3rd loss because of just the way things go, the way things have happened in the past. Now, obviously, by any stretch, Bama should go down there and should win pretty handily, but we all know how things go with that. So I'm keeping them, but watch that Auburn game. That one's interesting.
Yeah. Georgia.
I got them in. They don't have too terrible of a schedule coming down the stretch. You got Florida this weekend, Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, and Georgia Tech. So they do have a couple of tough games with Texas and Georgia Tech, but I think Texas will be out of the top 25 by the time that matchup rolls around, so it doesn't have much buzz around it. Watch out for that Georgia Tech game, though, because if there are some losses and some weird things happen, there's going to be a 2-loss SEC team that could get left out.
Go ahead.
You go.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I really think they lose to Georgia Tech. I really do.
Should have lost last year.
They should have lost last year. I really do think that they lose to Georgia Tech. I say keep right now because I don't know what else is going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm with Michael, where I could easily say dump right now because I think that Georgia Tech game's a loss, and I think, based on how other things could go, you might have a 2-loss Georgia get left out.
Yeah.
I was going to, if I'm putting money down, they're out because they have too many hiccups games, track games on their schedule. Right. I mean, Florida plays up to their opponent sometimes, so who knows what this weekend could, this weekend could look like with Florida.
And I think Florida would have beat Georgia last year if DJ Lagway played the full game.
Right. So Florida could be a trap game. Mississippi State's been known to throw the ball around and give some issues. Who knows if they could actually finish a game? But they also have Texas. They also have Georgia Tech. So definitely not an SEC championship game. And I don't think in the playoff either.
Ole Miss.
Oh, that's a good one.
See, based on out of those 5 teams that you named for the SEC that are the would-be ends, they're the team that I feel the worst about overall. But with their schedule remaining, they should easily.
It's the weakest of the 5 on this list.
Yeah, but they should easily make their way in.
I agree with that. I'm keeping them. I do think that at the end of the year, it's going to be a race between Alabama, A&M, and Ole Miss for that SEC championship spot. It could be either one of those, or either of those teams. But their schedule favors them staying in the playoffs.
They're in. I don't think they make another mistake. It wouldn't completely shock me if they did. I mean, that's kind of Lane Kiffin-esque. I mean, he's good for a letdown game a year, I guess. But
almost had it against Washington State.
Yeah.
I guess they can be in. We'll see what happens.
And then Washington State went and gave Virginia fits.
Yeah.
So looks like you don't want to play Washington State at this point of the year. Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say they're not much explanation. They're undefeated. They don't have much of a. I might say in 2 weeks they got Missouri, but who knows the state of Bo Perbula, and then Texas at the end of the year. I feel like they have the neck up in that one, but they could even drop that one and still be fine.
Yeah, they could still drop one, and I mean even play an SEC championship game and lose. Yeah. They could potentially drop 2 games and still be in.
I agree. And honestly, you can make a very strong argument. I can get behind the argument that they are the best team in the SEC right now. I saw something that Heather Dennett said that if in the committee's eyes they would favor Alabama over A&M, and I got her reasoning behind it. But when you look at the way that they play on the field, I really think that they have a slight edge over Alabama right now as the best team in the SEC. So I think that they're a lock.
Yeah. Finally, in the would-be in Vanderbilt.
They probably have the toughest remaining schedule out of everybody, out of those five, because they got Texas this weekend. That's going to be a tough one. Now, Diego Pavia has had very good luck against Auburn, so that should be an easy one. But you got at Texas and at Tennessee left on your schedule, and those are not tough. Those are tough teams to play on the road. So I'm going to say that they're probably leaning towards out, but I would say that Vanderbilt has probably got the toughest schedule left, and I'm going to say out.
I'm still going back and forth in my mind.
These are tough ones, especially when we're sitting here at week 10.
Let me put it this way. This is how I see Vanderbilt playing out the rest of the season. I think what we talked about yesterday, if you look at the stats, they're up there in the conference.
Yeah.
When you look at how they play and how they probably should have lost that Missouri game, I would lean out. But when you look at the schedule, I think their next loss is going to be Texas. I don't know how that Tennessee game is going to go. I could see Vandy winning that. I could see Tennessee just absolutely demolishing Vandy. I would lean out, but it wouldn't shock me if we got to the Tennessee game and Vanderbilt is still firmly there in the top 10 and they have not lost another game yet. But I would lean out because I feel like statistic-wise they're up there. But to what you said yesterday, the on-the-field stuff, there's issues there, and it feels like it's just waiting to be exposed.
Bama did expose it.
Yes,
somebody is just
Missouri exposed it, but they kept shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, and then shot themselves in the head, as Brees Hall would say. But I think it might be Tennessee who gets them. We don't know if Texas is capable of doing it.
Depends on what Texas shows up.
And it depends if Arch Manning is good or hurt.
Because he threw for 350 yards last week.
He looked gritty against
but,
Mississippi State.
He took that hit on the head, so we don't know.
Vanderbilt's out.
Yeah.
So, Colin, I'm still in show me, prove it to me, and they haven't yet, and they're still Vanderbilt. What are we doing? They're Vanderbilt. Whatever.
All right. Of the four in the work to do, who you keeping, who you dumping? Work to do: Missouri, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Texas.
Out of those four, I think Tennessee and Texas probably have the best odds. Right now, Oklahoma.
Schedule.
Yeah, and Oklahoma and Missouri, one, have to play each other, so that's going to knock one of them out right there. And two, neither one of them's quarterbacks are at 100%, and I feel like you're going to need that down the stretch. So I would lean towards
Tennessee and Texas. That replaces Georgia and Vandy.
Probably.
I can see that. Yeah.
List.
I can see that.
I think it's likely.
I mean, we can live in a world where none of them make it, right? I don't think. I mean,
it could happen.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right.
I don't know.
I'm not.
I'm violating the rules of the game that we're playing.
No, but you're not. You're not at all, because you're right.
Yeah.
We can live in a world where all of them beat each other, and then you're looking at 3 lost teams, and you're like, well, crap, what did we do here?
Yeah.
If there was going to be a year, now obviously we're just now getting into the 12-team playoff stretch. This is new. But if there's going to be a year where you could say that, hey, there's going to be a 3-loss team getting in, it's going to be coming from the SEC, because you look at how many ranked teams that they are.
Yeah.
And, you could say some of them probably shouldn't be ranked than others, but at the end of the day, they are ranked according to the AP and eventually the College Football Playoff Committee. But I mean, you could have a theoretical situation where you're looking at the end of the season and you've got a 1-loss Alabama team, you've got a 1-loss or no-loss A&M team. They are undefeated still, right?
Yes,
completely,
right.
yeah, not just SEC. You could have an undefeated A&M team. You could have a 2-loss Ole Miss, and then you're looking at a 3-loss Georgia, a 3-loss Tennessee, and a 3-loss Texas.
Yeah. That could be messy.
Yeah, it could be very messy. Moving on to the Big Ten, would be out Illinois, Maryland, Nebraska, Northwestern Minnesota, out Michigan State, Penn State, Purdue, Rutgers, UCLA, Wisconsin, work to do Iowa, Michigan, USC, Washington, would be in Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon. You guys comfortable with those three, or is there anyone going to be not
Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon?
Yeah.
It's going to be a 3-bid league unless we get some weird stuff with Iowa and Oregon in 2 weeks. That game's at Iowa. Oregon has struggled against those slower-paced teams, and they almost got Indiana a couple weeks ago. So I think if Iowa maybe trips up Oregon State, Michigan trips up Ohio State again, it could get a little weird, but right now I'm leaning
It is
those
at Michigan,
three.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you thinking, Taylor?
I'd lean those. Obviously, they're the top three coming out of the Big Ten right now. That Oregon one's interesting, though, because you're right. That could be a trip up against Iowa. And you have seen that when you start off the year, especially when they played Penn State, you felt like, okay, Oregon is still kind of the Oregon, but I feel like the Penn State game kind of maybe exposed a little bit of stuff. It's like, okay, maybe they got some stuff to work on, but you still felt like that it was Oregon being Oregon.
It didn't look great against
And
Wisconsin.
And didn't look great against Wisconsin. Indiana had a statement win over there in Eugene that put them on the map. I would lean towards right now keeping all three of those, but I wouldn't be shocked by the end of the year it's just Ohio State and Indiana coming out of the Big Ten.
Yeah, I would say, because Iowa and Michigan, even USC with one conference loss, have a chance to shake some things up.
Oh, man, I hate to say this because I know everyone thinks their style is absolutely boring, but they keep on getting big games in their building.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most underrated places to be in the country. We might be supplementing Iowa for Oregon.
We really might be.
Yeah.
I would say I think that game is really huge in the next 2 weeks, and it's hilarious
What's
because
the rest of their schedule?
it's not very. I would say they got USC on the road,
If
but
they can beat USC.
Yes.
USC
Was that Oregon or Iowa schedule?
Iowa?
Iowa.
They have Oregon at home in 2 weeks. They have at USC the week after that, home against Michigan State, at Nebraska.
I think if
That Nebraska one's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
If they went out, I don't know. That's a
I would say because that's
10 and 2
three
team.
really good wins right there at the end.
I know Iowa State. What's their other loss?
Iowa State and Indiana.
And Indiana only beat
And
them
that was
by 5.
that was a 5-point game. That's
And that was
this
it.
is one of those teams that I was saying. This is why those 14 SEC teams that we listed. Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, whoever that we said, all of those could be out in place of Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And there's so many teams still alive.
yeah, I think out of the work to do group, Michigan's too inconsistent. They do have a freshman quarterback. USC, at some point is going to trip up. Washington's kind of coming on strong, but I think the committee's going to look at that.
Yeah.
Ohio State coming into their building and just beating the pants off of them from
I
start
would
to
say
finish.
their chance against teams ranked higher than them in the Big Ten, Michigan and Ohio State lost both those games.
Yeah.
Pretty handily.
Yeah. Let's move on to the ACC, guys. Out Boston College, Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina, NC State, Stanford, Syracuse, Virginia Tech. Would be out Cal, Duke, Pitt, SMU, Wake Forest. Work to do Louisville, on the cusp, Virginia. Would be in Georgia Tech and Miami.
I mean, right now, I think it'd be tough for Miami to get in if they're not playing in the conference championship game, just because of how tough this is going to be down the stretch. And right now, Virginia and Georgia Tech both undefeated in conference play. Neither of them have to play Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
Do
be
they
looking
play
at
each other?
No, I would say we're looking at a very, very
this is a
possible
quagmire.
Virginia Tech or Virginia Georgia Tech ACC championship game, and you got teams like Louisville and Miami that one little slip up cost them their season.
Yeah.
This might be somewhat of a hot take. I don't know. There's a real possibility here that ACC only gets one team.
No, I think you literally took the thought out of my mind.
They might, and it's just the champion.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be theoretically. Now they don't have. Do they still have divisions?
No.
So it's just wide open like SEC is now.
I think everybody is.
Everybody, yeah. You could have a scenario where it's Virginia and Miami, Georgia Tech and Miami, as in the ACC championship game. What's Miami ranked right now?
10th.
10th.
So they're already going to be.
And Georgia Tech's undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Georgia Tech's undefeated. If Miami does not move in their ranking, and they end up staying at 10 going into the SEC or the ACC championship game, Georgia Tech beats them. Going on past committees, they say that they don't want to punish
conference
champions or championship teams that are runner-up. But you're right there at 10.
Mm-hmm.
And if you lose at Georgia Tech, that could be you're out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're still looking at two teams. And right now I think it's Georgia Tech and Miami that get out of the ACC into the college football playoff. But you have a strong chance that you only get one out of the ACC this year.
Yeah, I would say they could get two if Miami would somehow win the conference championship game. But
if Georgia Tech is in the championship game undefeated, they're in.
They're in no matter what. Yes,
they're in no matter what. But if they lose in that game, their two teams are going to get into that league, and then that's where it hurts the Big Ten and
the SEC or Notre Dame, someone like that.
Notre Dame.
You're gonna start having the discussion on who gets in a two-loss Miami team who's a runner-up, or a two-loss SEC team that didn't make the championship game.
We're going to be picking through like 22 loss teams at the end of the year and
yes.
just go for it.
I mean, we're in chaos mode here.
Yep.
Big 12, you got, let's see, how many teams are in that league?
14, I think.
10 of them, or 9 of them are out of this list right now. Work to do. Cincinnati, Houston on the cusp. Texas Tech would be in BYU.
Yeah, the Big 10's or Big 12's in a very similar spot with the ACC. As Cincinnati and BYU are undefeated, they do have to play each other. That one's coming up in 3 weeks, I believe, the weekend of the November 15th.
Yeah.
So this one's really up in arms too, because right now Houston's only got one loss, and they do not have a hard schedule left. Baylor, TCU, Houston, UCF, and West Virginia. So
take the over.
Yeah, not a terrible schedule left over for them. And then you got teams like Texas Tech has to play, BYU has to play, Kansas State next weekend, who has been a sneaky good team lately.
They're getting better.
I'm about to say this is one of those teams that might cannibalize itself into a one-team league with BYU.
And they're kind of in that Arizona State mold, or how many times did Arizona State last year get from behind, come back and win? BYU's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, and an interesting thing with Texas Tech, their starting quarterback Baron Morton's still kind of day to day. They lost their backup Will Hammond to an ACL injury for the rest of the year, so they could be rocking a freshman quarterback this weekend against Kansas State.
Houston, Cincinnati have just now crept into the top 25. I mean, they can wreak havoc.
Yeah.
Anywhere in there, like you said, Cincinnati's is that at BYU or is that at?
I think it's at Cincinnati.
Ooh.
So that could be another fun one, Nippert.
Move that to Paul Brown Stadium. They've done that with big games before. They should do it, but this is because just like they do every year. This league cannibalizes itself.
Yeah,
they're going to do it again here, and it's going to end up being, unless it's an undefeated BYU there and they get upset in the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah. It's a one-bit league.
Yeah. Other than that, if it's BYU's the champion, I think that's a one big league.
I think so.
Even though I think it's overall better than the ACC, top to bottom, but the ACC might just be a little bit too top-heavy. Notre Dame, Heather Dinich has them on the cusp. Guys, I don't. Who have they beaten? Maybe USC, but USC could probably get 2 more losses throughout the course of the year. They just don't have. If we're going off strength of schedule instead of strength of name, there's not much on that schedule that makes you go, wow, they really impress me.
I would say they're in a very similar boat with Tennessee in the fact that they don't have an impressive win yet. They have really good losses.
Yeah.
And
I hate that argument. I know. Start getting into that crap.
I know. And
he lost.
It's the thing.
There's not a good loss. He lost.
A loss is a loss any way you look at it. And the playoff committee is supposed to value. I think they're supposed to value good wins over good losses this year. There was some report that said that, so that would make me lean towards Notre Dame out. But they still do have a handful of good games left. Navy and Pitt, especially some tough games down the stretch for them. But right now, I'm leaning towards out for Notre Dame.
The TV networks will keep them in for viewership.
I'm leaning out. At some point, I'm with you. A loss is a loss at the end of the day. And the thing that you, as your team, would not want to get into is now you're having the debate over, okay, well, who did you win versus how many quality losses did you have? When you start having that conversation with I have more quality losses, that obviously that's starting to be negative factors for you. You look at the games, they beat Penn State early in the year. I think that was the second game of the season for them. And obviously we see how Penn State has just crumbled.
No, that might have been last year.
That was the
Or was
playoff
that?
last
That
year.
was
last
playoff.
year. We're
Okay,
looking
that
at
goes
the
back
wrong
to
one.
last
Yeah,
year.
that's looking
Okay.
at last year. Yeah. So they started the season with
0-2. They lost to
They
Miami.
lost to Miami
with
and
two
yeah.
good losses.
Quality
if
losses.
If we're saying that, you only lost by 3 to Miami. You lost by 1 to Texas A&M.
Yep. And your quality win right now is USC.
Yeah.
And if you look at their remaining schedule, if you win out, your next quality win's going to be Navy.
Yeah.
And that's not a good recipe for success. So I mean, I lean out. Obviously, the committee has them, or the AP has them right now at 12. I'll be curious what the committee has them when their rankings finally come out.
Yeah, and Notre Dame is in the spot right now where they try to play their traditional rivals every year. The Boston Colleges, the USCs, the Navies, the Pitts, the Stanfords. Most of those teams suck right now.
Yeah.
And it's fallen on them at this point now that they're trying to pick up the Miamis and the Texas A&Ms to try to bolster their schedule, but right now it's a tough look.
Yeah. Notre Dame has to become a full member of the ACC. I don't care what broadcast rights you have with NBC, what all you have. You live in a day and age now where you have to be in a conference because you're right. I feel like you have to because let me put it this way: if they redid their schedule to where you don't have to play a Stanford every year, Boston College, and Navy and stuff, I can get behind, okay, you don't need to be in a conference because then you can actually say, well, hey, guess what? We need to play Georgia.
Yeah.
We need to play Tennessee. We need to play Iowa. We need to play all these other teams. If you did that, you would be able to have a more of a recipe for success to get into the playoff. The way that they do their schedule right now, if unless they just went out and they actually look very, very dominating, you kind of need to somewhat be in a conference, maybe. I don't know.
They're so self-sustainable that they will never join a conference.
Yeah.
They'll never have to.
Unless they're absolutely forced, like at gunpoint.
Yeah, because now at this point, like the ACC and the SEC, when they've redone their conference schedule requirements, you have to play a non-conference Power 4 team or Notre Dame.
Yeah. Or it gets to the point where maybe something like this happens this year, where you're 10-2, but your strength of victory sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, and and especially when we're probably going to have a ton of 10-2 teams, and you're sitting there without a really quality win. This might do it, but we'll see. Group of 5 wise guys. Everyone thinking Memphis is in. Navy is kind of right on the outside because they are undefeated. They will play Memphis. They will play Notre Dame, and they will play Tulane. And then Memphis still has North Texas, Navy, and Tulane on the schedule after just beating USF. So
Memphis will have to earn it.
Yeah.
I would say there's no doubt about it. But
and playing a conference championship game on top of that.
I would say so. That's going to be another game right there, added to it. But listen, they looked impressive, and I would say South Florida was one of those games where they had better stats in every facet, but Memphis had more points at the end of the game. I think Memphis can win games like this. Obviously, Rice, they shouldn't struggle too much with them on Friday. But, they got Tulane. That's going to be a tough one. We'll see how Tulane looks. I mean, they haven't slipped up other than that one loss earlier in the season to Ole Miss. Yeah. So, I mean, Tulane right now is looking like an easy candidate. We'll see who they have left on their schedule. UTSA, Memphis, to FAU, Temple, and Charlotte. Yeah. So, I would say I think Tulane's as good of a shape as anybody.
And whoever it is might have to beat someone twice.
Because Tulane already has wins over Duke and Northwestern. So
so you might have to beat someone twice, which might bolster it a little bit. So as of right now, what she has the first round buys: Ohio State, Indiana, Alabama. Then her on campus games: Memphis at Georgia, Georgia Tech at Ole Miss, BYU at Miami, Vandy at Oregon. So,
those would be awesome games. I mean, because
I think it'd be great.
Who thinks of Vandy and Oregon for a playoff game back in August when we were just getting
started? It would be the Memphis Georgia winner against Texas A&M, the Georgia Tech Ole Miss winner against Alabama, the BYU Miami winner against Indiana, the Vandy Oregon winner against Ohio State.
Man.
I'd sign up for that. I'd sign up for that.
I'd sign up for all of that.
Yeah. BYU, Indiana sounds like a dream matchup right now. Love it.
If you're in sicko mode, that's for sure. Well, coming up next, guys, it is Trivia Tuesday. We're talking home runs and current ballparks. That will be when we return here on X Sports Today. Maybe.
Pat's Cafe and Catering has been proudly serving customers in Lawrenceburg since 1987. For 4 generations, our family-run cafe has served up delicious breakfast and lunch favorites, with friendly service and a welcoming atmosphere. We also offer full-service catering and can help to make your next party or event a success. For great food and friendly faces, visit us today at Pat's Cafe and Catering.
Working with Gina was great because she really knows this area. I gave her the specifications of what I was looking for, and she took me right to my forever home.
I met Gina when she sold my son's home within 5 days after it hit the market. With my home, from the day the sign hit the yard to the day we signed the papers, Gina was there every step of the way. Her involvement in the sale of my home was the best decision that I made.
We never felt like Gina was pushing us to make a deal with a buyer. She knew what we wanted, and she worked diligently to get us the best offer for our properties.
Working hard for my clients to make their dreams come true. Let me work for you.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham. Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
It's football.
And they're Big Ten in hockey anyways.
Yeah.
We're
That's right, they are.
We're talking Notre Dame sports, literally ACC except for football and men's hockey. And men's hockey, they are in the Big Ten, which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Because
that is
where
crazy.
it's like, what are the two leagues they're going to fight for? The Big Ten, which where they have hockey, the ACC, where they have everything else. So, all right, guys, we're talking, it is Trivia Tuesday. We're talking ballparks and home runs. So we're going to go through all the current ballparks. This is a list of 2024, so it's the most recent one I can find. Who has the most home runs in each current Major League Baseball ballpark? We'll start off in the AL East, Fenway Park.
That's going to be... Is it Ted Williams?
You got it. 248 home runs of his 521 career home runs. Nearly half came at Fenway Park. Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
This is another old one. I'll throw a kind of an off the wall one. Is it Eddie Murray?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Then Brooks Robinson?
No. Current ballpark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
How long has that ballpark been there?
Early 90s, 92, I think is the first. Yeah, I hit it. I
Okay.
didn't even have
92?
to look at it. Bam, I'm on my game today. He had 90. It's opened in 92. This guy hit 146 home runs, and he's got a lot behind him right on his heels.
So it's a close one.
It's not Cal Ripken, is it?
No.
That's what I thought.
No, he's more of a 2000s, 2010s.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know how much that actually changes. Is it like a... I could throw some names out, like a Chris Davis maybe, but...
He's second.
Yeah, I knew he was close.
He had 142. This guy had 146.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I would say the only name I can think of right now is Rafael Palmeiro.
I'm not good at
and
this.
he didn't play there long
He had
enough.
124. Adam Jones had
Adam
146
Jones.
home runs there.
I thought there was no way he played that long.
They also have, as a visitor, Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle each hit 38 home runs at Fenway Park. As a visitor, Alex Rodriguez has 34 home runs at Oriole Park. Rogers Center, where the Blue Jays play.
What year did that open?
It doesn't say.
Was that 90s?
I feel like that one was...
That's because they got in late 80s, early 90s.
Because I thought that's more like of recent.
I want to say they didn't win the first.
Opened as originally as the Sky Dome in 1989.
Okay, so it's been around for a while, which makes me think. Well, you just did that. Is it Joe Carter?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just happy
okay.
I got
Okay.
the date right. This is 90s, early 2000s.
Carlos Delgado.
Boom. 175 home runs. As a visitor, David Ortiz has 41 bombs at the Rogers Center. Tropicana Field.
Is it Evan Longoria?
I was about to say that. Yep.
29 home runs. As a visitor, also David Ortiz.
Yeah.
Now, this one's a little bit tricky. Current Yankee Stadium.
Is it Aaron Judge?
144. As a visitor, Jose Bautista.
Yeah,
has 18 home runs in Yankee Stadium. Let's go to the AL Central, Comerica Park.
Oh, man. Cabrera? Miguel Cabrera?
Yes, 191 home runs. As a visitor, David Ortiz.
That's a tough park to hit a home run in.
23
Ortiz, Big Papa's going to be in every single one of these.
He's probably the visitor for most of them.
Guaranteed Rate Field, a.k.a. Comiskey Park, for where the White Sox play.
Oh, no.
That's been around for a while, hasn't it?
Early 90s.
Is that, what's his name?
Frank Thomas.
It's Frank Thomas? Yeah.
163 home runs. I was about to say, for some reason, our show and trivia, every time Frank Thomas is a category,
we just forget about him.
Yep.
We stumble on it. As a visitor, Miguel Cabrera, 26 home runs, They corrected it here. Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals play.
Ooh, this is another tough one to hit a home run in. Salvador Perez has played there for forever. Is it him?
He's in second with 100. This guy has 136. Think 70s, 80s, early 90s.
Oh, that's not where I was thinking.
It is George Brett.
I didn't know that the park was that old or not.
It's been around.
1973.
Because that's what I'm scared of, is like going to an old player and it just...
I was about to throw out Mike Moustakas.
So Perez and Mike Sweeney are the only ones other than George Brett who have 100 career home runs in there. As a visitor, Juan Gonzalez, 22. As a visitor, Progressive Field, where Cleveland plays.
Jim Tomei.
Yes, 190 home runs.
Is Jose Ramirez in second?
Manny is.
Manny's, yeah.
32 as a visitor. Miguel Cabrera, 26 career home runs. Target Field, which opened 2019.
Oh, boy.
Who plays there?
The Twins.
Is that Twins?
Yeah.
Is it... He hasn't... Byron Buxton has not played enough, has he?
You guys might not get this one.
Nelson Cruz was there around the time that they opened the park. Can you give me a position?
What is his position? Hang on. It's loading up. He is a left fielder, and he doesn't play for him anymore. So
okay.
I feel like when you're going to say his name, it's going to just... Both Michael and I are just going to be like, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would say the only other name I could throw up there from around the time is like maybe Miguel Sano or something.
He's second with 76.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Max Kepler has 81
Kepler.
home runs there. Speaking of Salvador Perez, he has the most as a visitor there with 22 career home runs. Going to the West, Angel Stadium.
Gotta be Trout.
190 career home runs. Tim Salmon is second on the list with 160 as a visitor.
Trout and salmon.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good catch.
Didn't catch that.
Good catch. Alex Rodriguez has 38 career home runs there. Current Rangers ballpark.
Is it Adolis Garcia?
It is 67 home runs. Jose Altuve has the most as a visitor with 10. Minute Maid Park, Enron Park, whatever you want to call where Houston plays.
This one opened up. This one's been around for a while, but it feels like it's going to be Jose Altuve.
It's not.
And if not, it is going to be Jeff Bagwell.
It's not.
Wow.
It's one of Bagwell's former teammates.
Oh, Jeff Kent.
No.
No? Ooh, wow.
Hey, Jeff Kent wasn't there long enough.
Oh, it's the other. I can't.
He's
Lance
open.
Berkman.
There
we
is.
go. I was say switch hitter.
157 career home runs. Pujols has the most as a visitor, 35 career home runs. They even include the Oakland Coliseum on here, so we'll keep that since the A's aren't in Vegas yet. This one should be pretty obvious.
Is it like a Mark McGwire?
It is.
Okay.
166 career home runs. Mike Trout and A-Rod tied for 21 each as a visitor. T-Mobile Park, where the Mariners play.
Well, give it some time. It's going to end up being what's his name?
Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh up there. He's going to.
Yeah. Well, shoot, he's not far behind of the guy right. And the guy who's in first place is one of his teammates with 94 career home
Really?
runs. Yeah.
Only 94?
Yeah, I was
Well,
pretty
he won't.
shocked
It won't be
by
long
this.
before he's number
'Cause
one.
Griffey didn't play long enough
No.
there. Most of his home
What
runs
year did
came
it
in
open?
Cincinnati.
99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, one of his teammates.
The Kingdom was most of Griffey's came.
Yeah.
And A-Rod was on his way out right after that.
That's not Julio Rodriguez, is it? No.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. I just had to be sure. Yeah. Okay, so their first baseman is Josh Naylor. Is it J.P. Crawford?
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
I feel like
Kyle Seager.
Yes.
Mike Trout is the most as a visitor, 33 career home runs. Going to the National League in the East City Field.
It's been around since what, the
2000.
about to say early or late 2000s.
So probably Pete Alonso.
It is.
Yeah.
93 career home runs. Stanton has the most as a visitor, 24. Citizens Bank Ballpark.
Ryan Howard.
Yeah, you got it. 198 career home runs as a visitor. David Wright with 22. The Marlins Ballpark, it's been 12,000 different names, so I'm not even going to pronounce what
Stanton.
it is. Stanton,
Yeah.
112 career home runs. Freddie Freeman, the most as a visitor, with 17. Nationals Park.
I got two names. I'm going to throw out Ryan Zimmerman first.
I was
number one.
Yeah, I was. Yep, he was on the top
for forever. Harper was going to be my next.
Yeah, Harper.
Harper's there's only two guys with 100 career home runs. Harper has 100. Zimmerman has 116.
I feel like it had to be Zimmerman because he was there forever.
Yeah.
Stanton, the most as a visitor, 22. Truist Park.
That's going to be Acuna.
86 career home runs. He's the most as a visitor. Bryce Harper with 15.
He's knocked the ball out there so many times.
NL Central, American Family Field in Milwaukee.
Ryan Braun.
Yep, 173 home
Wow.
runs. Joey Votto, the most as a visitor,
Really?
with 24. Current Busch Stadium.
That's still going to be Pujols, right?
Yep, 122 career home runs. Speaking of, Joey Votto, the most as a visitor, with 16. Great American Ballpark.
Joey Votto.
197 career home runs. Ryan Braun, the most as a visitor, with 28.
Here's a quick question. Maybe you need to look this up after the show or one time. I wonder if there's a ballpark where you have the leading home run hitter in that ballpark, and he might not be the leading visitor, but he's in the top like 2 or 3 of the visitor side.
I would say. I think we have our question for next Tuesday.
Yeah.
PNC Park.
McCutcheon?
102 career home runs. Pujols, the most as a visitor, with 35. I thought Rizzo might have been up there with that because he always hit. Or if Schwarber would have played.
Yeah.
Yeah, Schwarb Daddy.
In Chicago, he would have blistered that. Wrigley Field.
Is it
Sosa?
Is it Sosa?
293 career home runs.
So it
As
wasn't
a
like
visitor, Willie Mays hit 54 at Wrigley Field. Now you got to think they didn't have 30.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd say they had what,
plus
like
teams
8,
back
10,
there, yeah.
maybe.
NL West, Chase Field.
That's Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not very old either.
No, 98. 97, 98.
Luis Gonzalez.
No, he's close.
It's
second at 90.
Goldschmidt.
Yep, 105 career home runs as a visitor. Adrian Gonzalez with 21.
Wow.
Coors Field.
Todd Helton.
Yeah.
227 career home runs. Barry Bonds the most as a visitor of 26. Dodgers Stadium, if you guys get this.
This is an old name, isn't it?
90s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Well, that makes me think like a Kirk Gibson.
Nope. No, he never played in the 2000s.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys fighting for the spot, though. Like a lot of Hall of Famers and legends.
I don't know who that would be.
I can't think of many long-term Dodgers
He's an
around this
infielder.
time.
If you get it, I won't keep you for too long because it's kind of.
I know I'm out of
I
guesses.
got nothing.
Eric Harris.
Wow.
130
Okay.
career home runs. Barry Bonds the most as a visitor of 29. Oracle Park, where the Giants play.
That'd be Bonds.
160 career home runs. Paul Goldschmidt the most as a visitor. And Petco Park in San Diego as we wrap it up.
Is that going to be Manny Machado?
It is 78 career home
Yes.
runs. Nolan Arenado the most as a visitor with 15 home runs. So, yeah, you guys weren't too terrible.
Weren't too bad
on that one. If I would have done visitors, that would have.
Oh, man, yeah.
I still want to know, because I know that there's players out there that
Yeah.
want to play at, say the Nationals or something like that. Like, what if, like Harper, where is he? Is he on the list for the Nationals? Where is he on the list for playing with the Phillies? It's like someone who's neck and neck right there. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, that list came from 2024. That hasn't. If it was now, I think Cal Raleigh.
Yeah.
He'd probably be on there.
We
Yeah.
could have done that in one season.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for X Sports today. Tomorrow, we are going to be doing our football preview because no show on Thursday, and no show on Friday for Trick or Treat. So we're going to do our football preview tomorrow. So for Taylor, Brian, and Mike, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Going the distance with local sports.